Dead Rabbit here, and welcome to yet another gaming setup update. It's not finished, that's why I call this series updates, because yeah, pretty explanatory, no need to go further in depth with that. For you who haven't seen the other updates video, make sure you go back and see the progression of my update. It has come a long way, I must say, since the first one, but for those who haven't and don't want to go back and see the old ones, I'm quickly going to run through my setup and also show what I've added to the setup and things that I have in mind. So firstly, got my widescreen monitor here, 34-inch LG monitor. Pretty sweet, love the widescreen feature when I watch movies and etc. Got my headphones here, it's the Razer Kraken, I believe it's called, 7.1 surround. I really want to make like a headphone stand for it. I might buy the Razer one with the RGB lights and everything, but for now they're just laying there, so excuse the cable mess that goes with it. Moving over to my keyboard though is the Razer Ornata. I had money for the Black Widow, but personally I like the clicking of the Ornata much better, even though, you know, it's got some downsides, but I'm not going to go into too much depth with that. I absolutely love this keyboard, also love this wrist rest. It's one of the most comfortable I've ever felt. So Razer, good job on that one. Moving on over to my mouse, I'm rocking the Death Adder from Razer. Everything almost here is Razer, with the Razer Firefly Cloth Edition mouse pad. This thing is absolutely to be saluted. My PC, I will put the specs for my PC in the description down below. It's not the prettiest, but you know, it works, and it's water-cooled processor, GTX 1080 graphic cards, 16 gigs of RAM, yada yada. The things that I've added since last time is I finally got the RGB lights fans to work. Also, I installed some LED strips inside of the computer, so you know we can actually see inside the case now. Obviously, you can see here I need to clean the case glass a little bit, but I'll get to that later. Another update to my setup is this webcam, which I haven't used yet in my videos. It is a Logitech C920, records in 1080. Haven't tested it too yet, but so far I'm pretty pleased with it. Moving on over though, we got my microphone right here, the Blue Yeti. Now, one thing that I really want to buy soon is one, a pop filter, and also like a stand so I can have my microphone in the air, because you can really hear my keyboard, like the clicking of the keyboard. You hear this clicking? You can really hear it when the microphone is on the table, because obviously it picks up vibrations from the table itself. So if you have it on like a shock mount with a pop filter and on the stand, it will be much better. Moving on to my now editing PC, because I don't want to install too much on the stationary PC. Rocking the Acer Aspire. I think it got a GTX 1050 in it, 8 gigs of RAM. And yeah, I'm not really too sure about all the specs on it. Underneath it though, I'm rocking a Cooler Master, I think, cooling board with 4 fans underneath it, which lights up as well, except from the one to the right because it's broken. This is really a must-have, I feel, when we're dealing with this was my gaming PC. When you're dealing with gaming PCs that you use a lot, this one got really hot here, but when I get this one, it really solved the problem. So really recommend you get a cooling board if you're gonna do a lot of work on laptops and etc. Now, one of the most recent and biggest updates is basically the skeleton of a shelf that you see here. This is by far not done, but you kind of get the idea of what I'm going to build. I don't want to go too in depth with it right now, because I'll give you guys updates once I progress my setup, and don't mind about the mess in the background. Also, Got my desk set up here. This is where I want my editing PC to stand when I'm done with everything. So it's almost sort of like a mini cockpit. I'm gonna have my Xbox and everything there, have the editing PC here, and have the gaming setup there. So I think everything is gonna look absolutely great when I'm done. Also, still rocking the Aqara Racing chair. The only downside is this is green. I should have gotten another color. So as you can see, my setup is pretty much black, red, white. And then this chair comes in green and black, but yeah, whatever, it works for now. Also behind there we got my Daenerys poster from Game of Thrones. Probably gonna fix myself a Stranger Things poster, have it across the wall here, and yeah, you guys will just have to pay attention and keep subscribing if you want to see the progression of this setup. So this is what we're working with so far. It's not too bad. It's obviously not done. But if you guys want to see how this gaming setup progresses, please click that subscribe button. Sorry about the noise in the background there. And leave a like if you liked it. Comments, greatly appreciated. Constructive, loving comments, everything is appreciated. Until next time, have an absolutely amazing life, and goodbye.